Hello everybody and welcome to the final Picko's Pit Walk. Yes, the end of the season has happened. We have a new world champion in Stoffel Vandoorne. The championship positions have been decided and we are going to walk down pit lane one final time, and at the end of it, who knows what's going to happen. Oh, actually I think I see what's happening up there. That looks interesting. Let's see if it's still there when I get to it. Right. Meanwhile, everything's been taken down, never to be used again. Well, no, they'll probably reuse it and just give it a new lick of paint for next season. All about using the same stuff over and over again. What's that called? Renewable something. Reusing stuff. That's what it is. You can tell it's been a long season, can't you? Neo, well done Dan Tickton for getting into the duels. It means that every single team has been in the duels this year. And the only driver not to get in the duels was Ollie Turvey, unfortunately. But Dan did a fantastic job in qualifying. And he was super happy with his, he was so happy about that. But yeah, unfortunately, why he came into the pits, it was of his own doing, unfortunately. It wasn't the crash damage at turn 1 where he did get put in the barrier, basically. I thought that was curtains for him then, but he touched the inside wall of turn 19. He told me that in the media pen, which you will be able to watch on our YouTube channel. Ollie Turvey, do you know what I will say? Well done, Ollie Turvey, for that move on. I think it was Da Costa got through on Degrassi, and then Turvey was like, yeah, no, I'll have some of that, and just got through a turn 1 as well. So, yeah, tip of the cap to him. I'm assuming that team's staying the same next year. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we will find out. And we move on to Dragon, which consists of Sergio Sed's camera and not Antonio Giovinazzi. He had a wrist injury from the incident. He got touched by Da Costa yesterday, and then it was worsened by the Sims accident. So yeah, that man who's got his back to me, just behind me, Sasha Fenestraz, got his debut in the series before he's expected to go full-time next year with Nissan. So I think it was a solid day out for him, especially thrown in last minute. He did an alright job. He did finish at the back, but I think at least he finished. I think for them it's more a test session. I mean, you talk about throwing in the deep end. Nato, at least he, at least the Jag was all right. Well done to Sasha Fenestraz today. A good test, really, and you'll probably see him whilst I'm walking past. So there he is. Good. Now, normally there's this like big gap here. This is where you walk in to the pit lane and then have to go down the wrong way to start the pit walk. But Nissan, I spoke to Max Gunter, and I hope I'm still on good terms with him. I just said, it's not been your greatest season, how do you improve, really? But I said it a bit more aggressively, because like words come out my mouth, and exactly. But yeah, no, he was content with this season. He feels like he's grown as a driver this year, even though the points haven't been there. He's grown, and he's still, and I hope that he's back in the paddock next year, because we've seen what he's done in the past. He's an ex-race winner. He on his day he is lightning quick. He won only last year in New York, I think it was. Seb Buemi in his final, well, what we believe to be his final race for Nissan Edams, he collected 2 points, which brought Nissan's total up to 36, but not enough to beat the heroes of yesterday, and unfortunately the heroes of today, Mahindra. I thought for a minute that Simsy was going to get points on his final appearance for in Formula E. However, he was running 11th behind Seti Cameron. Seti Cameron got the penalty, but then it was got a penalty for over defending on Norman Nato. But yeah, Da Costa and De Grassi got past him, and unfortunately that was that. I didn't speak to Ollie Rowland. I don't know why he retired so early. I think he was just involved in that crash damage, and I'm just gonna wipe some of the sweat because it's going towards my eyes at the moment. Good. Very dignified. Porsche, it was a double DNF, and I didn't see Pascal in the driver pen because I actually really want to speak to him because he was fuming on the radio. He was about Nick de Vries. Apparently, Nick put him in the wall, and that's why Pascal retired. He said, if this effing something gets to Formula One, something like that, I can't remember really. But yeah, he had very strong words for Nick de Vries. Yeah, go on to friend of the show, Toby Bloom's Twitter, because he tweeted about it. Hi Toby, if you're watching. Andre Losser, his maybe final race in Formula E, we don't know yet. Ended very early on. I think it was before anything really happened. So yeah, and actually I'm having a look at. There's chunks missing off the front. I'm not sure if you can see properly, especially if I don't shake the camera. Because I'm a shaky boy. But there are parts of that Porsche that are missing. So, yeah, Porsche, they had a non-scoring finish, and that did them so much bad, unfortunately. However, we move on to the race-winning team. They didn't quite get the Constructors' Championship. But even if Vandoorne didn't finish second, they wouldn't have got it anyways. They needed Lucas to be in the points today. Venturi, yes, well done Edo. Did speak to him, thankfully, even if it was very brief. You could tell that he was still gutted about not winning the championship, and he had those two horrible weekends in New York and in London. And so, understandably, like, had they gone right, he could have emerged here as the world champion. As it was, it didn't happen. But Lucas Di Grassi, he had a like the form that he's been on recently has been impeccable, and so for him to be like sixth, it's just not good enough, is it? Not good enough at all. Didn't get to speak to him, unfortunately. Again, they kind of rushed the driver pen today. I think it's because they started so late, which is yeah, partly because of the they're singing songs in the baseball stadium there. Good. But yeah, he finished just outside the points, unfortunately, after he had a slow puncture from that contact on lap 1, as far as I'm aware. So same thing as what happened to Edo Mortara yesterday, apart from that they were able to get in the pits and then replace it. Oh, I found out what that hubbub was at the end of pit lane. It's Diaz to Cheetah spilling Heineken all over everyone else. Part of me hopes I missed that. But oh, hang on. Who are they wheeling out? They're wheeling someone down. Who are they wheeling down? We're live on Picko's pit walk. Who is it? It's Da Costa. I'm just gonna walk back with them. I've been told I can't walk back with them by Thomas Sevruchet, the team principal. They've delivered him to Porsche. They've delivered Da Costa to Porsche. What a surprise. That'll be announced in the morning. That'll be yeah. But yeah, not allowed to follow them. He'll know it's happening. So yeah, let's move on to Avalanche Andretti. I think that was more of a safety hazard more than anything. But yeah, Avalanche Andretti, they did beat Porsche in the end. They had a fantastic day today. Jake Dennis potentially should have got second, and then had that penalty for Da Costa. I'm just worried now about everything that's going to happen. So Jake Dennis joint 5th in the championship with 2 other people. Trying to remember who they are. It's Frines and Degrassi. Degrassi gets 5th. Jake gets 6th and Frines gets 7th, based on count back. So, yeah, but a great day for Oliver Askew as well. He finishes off. Is it going to be his final FE race? But yeah, who knows? Who knows? But they've DS Cheetah have delivered Antonio Felix da Costa to Porsche, where he's going to be for next year. But we all really knew that. So nice to have confirmation on Picko's pit walk. Lovely stuff. So yeah, we now move on to Envision, who have another double points finish for them. Not much to say about them really. Robin Frines got back into the duels today for the first time in a while, so that was good for him. My hand's getting really bad at the moment. So yeah, who knows what it's going to be like towards the end. So yeah, good day for him. Nick Hasty recovered into the points as well. So yeah, and they secured their 5th place. I think they finished in the championship. So now we head on to DS Cheetah, who are coming back this way now. So I'll stay out their way. But Jev finished in 6th place again. More decent points, but yeah, Antonio Felix da Costa, he was punted round by Jake Dennis. So yeah, yeah, Da Costa felt that he deserved it. Jake thought he didn't. You know, for me, it's 6 1 half dozen of the other. You can't. I couldn't really decide whether that was deserved or not. Vern solid drive to 6th in the end. So yeah, I mean they finished 3rd in the constructors again, I think. So yeah, a decent year for them. What will be of them next year? We don't know. DS is going to Penske, so they are now the only team that we don't know what powertrain they're going to be running. So we hope that we see them on the grid next year. We want a full grid of 24 cars. Oh no, it's wet. It's not wet over here, so I'm just going to hop round. I mean, when I say it's wet, it's like puddles. Like absolute puddles of like wet. So just making sure I don't get in the Jag team's way. I'm just gonna say, because this is the thing. This is everything's being shut down from thing. Mitch Evans there in the background. There he is. Yeah, it just wasn't to be today. Mitch said that there was no pace in the dry. Norman Nato, like he was close to getting some points at some point, but fell back to I think 14th place in the end. In the end, it just wasn't to be, and that was a shame. And so yeah, we now move on to your champions of Formula E. For the 2nd year running is Mercedes, and a Mercedes driver, but it's not that man there, Nick de Vries. It is Stoffel Vandoorne, so huge congrats to Stoff. I am pissed. I didn't get to speak to him. I'm so annoyed about that, which, yeah, no, I'm very, very sorry. But, yeah. But, yeah, they leave, but they've done it again. And actually, I know where to end this, so, yeah. Nick retired early, unfortunately, but Stoff started 4th, and then just Da Costa went out of the way with the Dennis incident, and then Dennis got that penalty, which gave Stoff 2nd in the end, which was more than enough to secure in the championship. I think he won it by like 33 points or something like that in the end. So huge congrats to them. I'm going to go find out where the party is tonight, because I mean, I bought some nice clothes, so you know I'm not being invited anywhere. Don't worry. And that is it. Look, we've walked all the way down pit lane. That is that. And so we must say, danke Mercedes. Cheers Simsy. Au revoir Venturi. Maybe Auf Wiedersehen Andre. We don't really know what's happening there yet. But au revoir to Michelin as well. I need to make sure they get in. But this is also where I say goodbye. Because as you may know, we're not funded to get out to these races. I've been using Grand's Inheritance to get my way around the world this season. And I think that was just them in the background sending the Mercedes engine off. So yeah, and if you can see just in the back, they've got all the trophies there as well. I think it's a little bit behind. See it now? There we go. So yes, we don't fund. We're not paid to come out to all these races. I've done this purely for my own enjoyment. This is why I've come out to all these races this year, and I'm very thankful for my gran, whose inheritance that I've used for to come out this year. I'm very thankful to Jack for trusting me with this, Ed for editing this, all the guys from FEZ as well. You guys are amazing. But the thing is, because money runs dry at some point, and I don't want to get to that point. And coming to Seoul cost me a pretty penny. And I'm not going to state how much that is on camera, but I'm not proud of it. So I will say thank you for this season. Thank you to Formula E. It's been an absolute trip of a lifetime. Everyone here is absolutely amazing. So thank you to all the teams, the drivers, the press officers, the FE press office for allowing me to be in this paddock. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'm going to stop before I start crying. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.